Come closer. Come closer. Are you still curious on what NFTs are? I got you on the 100. Join the buzz as the Let's Talk NFTs is coming to your screen every Wednesday, 9 a.m. on CryptoTvPlus, as we bring life and vibes to everything NFTs. Don't download, let's buzz.
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on CryptoTvPlus.
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk NFTs, where we get to talk about everything NFTs, and I get to give you all the hot and sizzling gist in the world of NFTs. I'm your host, Faith Aquari, and as we do it, I'll be having your NFT faves come talk to us about their journey into the NFT space. Now, right about now, we have a guest in the studio today who is the founder of Afro Bubbles, who is also an NFT creator and a prominent NFT enthusiast. He is VENN OPUTA. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
How does it feel to be here in the studio? Because it took us a while to get you here.
Well, I think it's exciting, right? I know, like, when we had the conversation, right, and you told me what you guys were working on, you know, I was a bit skeptical at first, right? But like, just coming out to see come alive, right? It's exciting times, and just seeing this happen. Like, I don't think there's really an NFT show like this.
Yeah.
And it's exciting. I look forward to it.
Amazing. So we have so much to talk to VENN about on today's episode. Before we get into business, let's go on a quick break. When we'll come back, we'll be going straight into the conversation. This is Let's Talk NFTs. I am Faith Aquari, and this is brought to you by NFT NG and powered by CryptoTvPlus. We'll be right back. How to make money from NFTs. Take a picture, upload that picture on OpenSea, set a price, let's say 100 Ether, and now you wait. And then you wait. My NFT just got sold. Do you want to know everything about NFTs? Join the buzz at NFT NG. Starting your NFT journey begins with a step. You remember, imagine I take a picture of my hand. Oh yeah, explaining what NFTs are. Then you're ready to take the next steps to minting your own NFT. I officially welcome you to the NFT community. To start off, it is required you determine what unique digital asset you want to turn into an NFT. It can be a custom painting, picture, music, video, game, collectible, meme, GIF, or even a tweet.
Don't get stuck in the past. Get all the latest news and happenings on blockchain and cryptocurrency only on CryptoTvPlus.
Welcome back, guys. You are here right at Let's Talk NFTs. I am your host, Faith Aquari, and we're going to be having super fun today in the studio because I have VENN OPUTA, who is the founder of Afro Bubbles, and he said how excited he was being here at Let's Talk NFTs. So let's get straight into it. What are NFTs to you?
Well, I think, like, one of the simplest definition, right? Like, the word, it's non-fungible tokens, right? And so the word non-fungible just means one of a kind. So if you're saying one-of-a-kind tokens, right? And what that means is that you have these unique tokens that are placed on the blockchain that sort of give people several things like ownership, authentication, right? And if I had to, like, so I'm a football fan, right? So I'd like to place this in, like...
not.
Okay, so but let me just try and place it in, like, a football context, right?
Yeah.
So people are unique, right? Like, for context, like I'm a unique individual. My thumbprint is unique, right? So like, think about Lionel Messi. He's like a very unique footballer. Like, I'm a fan of Lionel Messi, right? So what we're doing now is taking that unique footballer, then we're putting a token on him, right? And when we do that, we enable a transfer of ownership from one person to the other. So case study, when PSG wanted to buy Lionel Messi.
Let's act like I know what he's talking about.
So this is just for people out there, right? Imagine if, while the contract was moving around, instead of that, they just moved Lionel Messi's token from Barcelona to PSG, right? So that's what literally an NFT is, a unique digital asset.
How did you transition into the NFT space? Because you have a lot of people that are just randomly on the blockchain, crypto, trading crypto, and the rest of it.
So for me, right, it started with trading crypto or just buying crypto, right? But I stumbled in a room, right, and it was on Clubhouse then. There were people talking about Ethereum NFTs back then, and it was exciting, right? Because for me, people were selling digital artwork, right, which was like the first application of what this space was. And what was exciting to me, right, is that you could come into a space, and while crypto was just money, or people, it was speculation money, right? This was the first time people were actually using their crypto to buy something, to purchase something, right? And I look back at it and I was like, oh, like, the amount of talent in Africa in terms of like just digital art is immense, right? We're really creative in terms of how we do things. And that got me thinking on how and why we should be in the space. So it got me excited about the space, right? Because for me now, crypto meant more than just trading an asset. It meant buying products, right? And since then, it was just, a roller coaster of a ride, actually diving into it, buying my first NFT, and getting to the point of creating our own project.
Amazing. Sounds amazing. So before we get into more questions and answers, I want us to dive a little bit into the first segment of the show, the fun segment, which is pump or dump. So on this segment, we get to see NFT projects that are actually on the Ethereum or Solana blockchain and are making waves, and see if they are going to fly or they are going to die. So we have VENN, who is going to be giving us a take on this NFT project. So you have to tell us categorically, specifically, if you think the project is going to die or it's going to pump. So let's get the project right on the screen.
I think disclaimer first, right? This is not financial advice.
Obviously.
I'm just a guy that builds projects. I'm not a financial investor, so right, be careful with your money. But I'm just here to give advice.
Okay, so right about now we have the first NFT project, which is OPUTA Origin. It is on the Ethereum blockchain. Sale price is around 0.2 Ether. That has $266. Collection count is about 1,000. They have a very large community on Twitter, 102,000 members. So the OPUTA Origin is all about a realistic shooter play to earn video game built
play to earn.
And will still mint in lands, which will be real game asset usable with dashboard. So tell me, what do you think about the OPUTA Origins? Do you think it will pump, or do you think
dump? Right, I'll tell you why. Right, play to earn. And I'm a gamer, right? I see this narrative, everybody's coming up with play to earn, right? I play games because they are fun, right? Earning is just an afterthought, right? So, and games take time to build, right? It takes a long time to build a really good game. So they'll need to prove beyond reasonable doubt why their project or their assets will be very valuable.
Even if you're looking at how big the community is,
that's just anybody can fake a community size.
Oh, so shame.
Anybody can do that, right?
Okay, so you're saying that it is going to dump, right?
Yeah. In short term, long term, if they create something substantial, right, it will increase in value. But they have so much to prove, so that's why short term dump. Okay,
so we say OPUTA Origins for VENN, it is dump. Okay, going to the next one, we have emojis on the Ethereum blockchain. Sales price is 1 Ether, that's around $1,300.
1 E?
Yes.
Wow.
Collection count is 1,923. Twitter community 150,000. So the Mojis is an NFT collection of 1,923 NFTs inspired by the last 100 years of Hollywood characters and personalities in celebration of the 100-year anniversary of the Hollywood sign being erected. Now, it is to pay homage to the top entertainers and creators that helped Hollywood be what it is today.
So is there information about the team?
There's no information about the team here, like I have right here, but that is also. Do you think?
Well, I think for me here, right, the most important factor is the team. Is a team, right? So who are the people behind the project? You know, what's the experience with Hollywood? Who do they know? How big is their network, right? Because at a one eat price in a beer market, right? You know, it's either your friends and family or like your, you know, it has to be like your network that's really just you know supporting you at that level. And it's a Hollywood play. They haven't necessarily been active in the space, so it might take a while for DJs to really appreciate that, right? So that's why I talk about the team. If the team is, you know, somebody or people that people trust and know over time, it will do well. If not, I don't even think they would sell out.
So are you saying pump or dump?
I like if the team is perfect, right? Pump, right? If they sell out and the team is perfect, pump. A little bit of pump, right? Short term.
All right. So we're going to the last one on the pump and dump segment, and it is the Afro Bubble Kingdom, which.
What are you saying, bro?
Which is Queen Amina and 3,000 Bobs have survived the scourge of the earth, and she must lead her people in a climb of limited resources. So what do you think? This is the information I have here. So looking at it, what do you think? Do you think
so disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
This is so obviously I'm here to pump my bags, right? You know, but I'll be frank, right? And this is me being on the spot, right? As a founder, because as a founder, you have to like prove beyond reasonable doubt why your online PNGs will be valuable over time. And for us, there are several things we have been working on that we believe will change it. First of all, we have Bob Labs, right? And then there's Afro Bubble. So Bob Labs is like the company. Afro Bubble is like a product under Bob Labs. Mm-hmm. And at Bob Labs, we're tailored to building infrastructure to help NFT creators, brands, and businesses somewhat launch their NFTs easily on the Solana blockchain and eventually multi-chain, right? So short term, we want to, and our concept is this, right? Focus on event, lifestyle, things like ticketing events, right? Let's see what December brings, first of all, right? And leverage on brand social currency, because we're thinking about things like if we want to onboard the next 2 million users into Web3, right? It's easy to tell referrals, right? Tell your friend about it, right? But we believe the vertical leap will come from brands onboarding their user bases. And we've seen this happen like in the West, right? You know, from Topshop, Nike, Adidas, right? These are companies that have launched their NFTs in the West. But locally, we haven't yet really, you know, splurge, right? And we're working with a couple of artists, first being Bad Boy Teams, right, to launch his own collection, and there are benefits to the holders of Afro Bubble. Now, in context of Afro Bubble, right, which is like a product under Bob Labs, right, is that we want to, we intend to build it as a lifestyle brand, right, and that will come with like high street fashion, you know, outfits, event shows, right, and stick to the things that really just sells culture to the diaspora, right? So that's like why personally I'm bullish on Afro Bubble, right? Because I think for a fact we have a very great team, and the value proposition is there. So if you want to bet on it, like don't fade.
But you have told us that you know the other two projects will probably bump for them. So we want to know: do you think Afro Bubble will pump?
Oh, we're pumping, man. Short term. So I'll be honest with you, right? Short term, it might scale around, right? But give me a year.
We can't wait. We'll have you on Let's Talk NFTs to talk about it again.
Okay.
And at that time, we'll probably have somebody else to actually be the one to tell us whether this project is going to pump or dump. So you don't have to start citing your
100%.
Your NFTs.
100%.
What do you think is the future of NFTs, especially in Africa?
So I think this is the most important future, right, in terms of NFTs. Maybe I might not know in Africa context because NFTs are global products, right? So what will propagate in the West will most likely propagate here as well. But it will be the asset that defines your identification card, right? The technology built on your identification card. If I'm even honest, right, your NIN is built on the blockchain, so the application is already coming. So from your identity to everything you do that needs authenticity and verification, right, it will be NFT related. Then digital memberships, right? Everything we see that is a membership card will no longer exist just plain out there, right? It will most likely become a non-fungible token. And even your school certificate might be, given to you as an NFT, right? So the truth about it is that we're really in the early stages of what this application can do. Right now, it's just online communities, right? DGen plays. But long term, it will be at the heart of almost everything you use. And the simple reason is this, right? As we turn towards from a physical world to a digital world, right? We will need digital assets and we'll need a way to know who owns what and where it is, right? And when that happens, and think about us now, right? Or even think about kids being born now. All they know is computers.
Exactly.
They don't know, they don't know the analog system. They don't know all that, right? So they'll be participating in this world a lot more than we are. And it will be everything about their lives, from everything they own, even how they own real estate. It's crazy, right? But in the short term, I think we can put it into simple applications like ticketing, customer relationship management tools for businesses, right? Because if you can have a community site or a 10K collection, you have 10K customers, and then you can reward them early on. MTN, for instance, the 5G network can be sold with an NFT, right? And basically, you're getting rewarded, for trading it or whatever it can be, right? There's so much that can be done with it short term, but long term, I feel like it will be part and parcel of our lives.
Amazing. The NFT space is still evolving, and we can't wait for what next is going to happen. We're going to be having a giveaway session, so make sure you stick around to the end of today's episode to know what the giveaway will be all about. Now, the Let's Talk NFTs are brought to you by NFT NG and sponsored by CryptoTvPlus. So right about now, we're going to the next and the last segment of the show, and this is how well do you know your NFTs?
I think pretty well, right? I like to think I'm an OG in this space.
Okay, so we'll see. So you have 5 questions and you have to answer within the space of 20 seconds.
I'll try my best.
So my guys have to be the timer. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so we're starting with the first question. Who is the creator of VFriends NFTs?
Gary V.
What is the F in NFTs?
Fungible.
Building a strong
Community.
Which other NFTs have creators of Bored Ape Yacht Club created?
Mutant Ape Yacht Club.
Members? Oh.
I go for
So you got 4 over 5. Round of
I tried.
applause for him. You tried. So that's how.
But what was the last question?
So the last question was: members of an NFT community that can mint NFTs for a cheaper price are called.
Members of NFT. I don't know.
The whitelisted members.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you would have failed that one, so there was no need. You still got 4 over 5.
You know.
I didn't know. But
And I would have saved face.
I was telling you did well. Thank you for being on the show. I want you to talk to some people because I've seen a lot of people say NFTs are just going to come and they're going to go, because a lot of people are not as forward thinkers as some other people can be in the crypto space. What do you have to say to them, especially those that are like, no, this is not going to be the future of technology? What do you?
I think yesterday, right? Benzema won the Ballon d'Or. They gave him an NFT, right? That's one of the biggest awards in this sport world, right? They give him an NFT. Fade it all you want, right? I'm not. It's very hard for me to convince people. I have friends that are telling me oh, this is a scam. Fade it all you want, right? What I've learned is that people who come late pay the price. You know, as technology becomes adopted by more people, it gets harder to like really just show the value in it, right? And if you come in that late, you're going to struggle a bit more with whether it's gains or whether it's being part of a community. Like you'll be like, let's say like if you have presidents and senates in a community, you'll probably be like bricklayer. So it's really up to you. Fade it all you want, like, but pay attention to it, right? Because the technology is solid, right? Azuki just did a chip that backs physical NFTs, you know, scan to own. So right, when you see a group of people coming together to build something, I think the first thing you do for yourself is educate yourself, right? Find out why, like, why are these people, like, are they mad? You know, like,
why are they making so much noise about this?
Why are they making so much noise, and why are they making so much effort to make it work, right? One thing we've seen over time, especially with humanity, is that when we come together, right, to really just work on something, it becomes something magical. And I don't expect people to fade it. Like if you're smart enough, right, you just pay attention well enough for you to know whether it's time to make an investment in it or not. But you're just paying attention, right? And I always look at it like I tell people this, right? In the 90s, we had the internet spring up, and there were a whole lot of people that said no. And yeah, there were some people that even traded, you know, internet stocks and whatnot, and there were people who actually built stuff, right? If you look at it, right, the people who built stuff, they might have had failed companies or failed structures, right? But I'm sure they're pretty executives in like some of the top Fortune 500 companies, right? So when you look at the same concept, right, the people doing things really early right now, I bet you, right, they'll either go on to build the next Amazons, right, or they'll be part of that culture, right? They'll be at the executive levels of this company, right? So fade it all you want. That's really what I was saying.
Thank you so much for being on
Yeah,
today's episode of Let's Talk NFTs. We have the founder of Afro Bubbles here, who pumped his own NFT collection
100%, yeah.
and dumped the other NFT projects that we talked about. So guys, I want you guys to go on our Twitter page on CryptoTvPlus to tell us what you think about these NFT projects that we talked about on today's episode. I am Faith Ekwari, you're watching CryptoTvPlus, and this is brought to you by NFT NG. Keep following us on all our social media platforms, and you know, stay updated whenever we release a new video. I am Faith Ekwari. This is Let's Talk NFTs. For me and VENN, we say bye guys.
Bye guys.